I just wanted to let you know we'll be announcing the Seller Poll Awards real soon. This will be an annual awards for Amazon and private label sellers around the world. The rules of engagement are, to make this a level playing field, Seller Sessions, myself and Databrill are excluded for being nominated and winning awards. Equally, any consultant, software company or service provider caught begging for votes to create an unfair advantage will be removed and added to the Hall of Shame. The Hall of Shame will be announced along with the other nominations and winners. Visit sellersessions.com/sellerpoll and register your interest. Your community needs you, so make sure your vote counts. Let's get into the show. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today I bring in Athena Severi. How you doing?
I'm great, Danny. How are you?
Yeah, good. So we're talking to you. I did try and catch you last week, but you've been super busy. So you was in China last week. You're now in Hong Kong and you're going back to China in a few days, I take it. So rewind for me. Talk me through your visit so far.
Okay, so we hit Canton, phase 2, and then we headed over to Hong Kong, which is where I am right now. Dan Ashburn and I opened Global Sources, and now we're here visiting on China Magic, and you can see this beautiful hotel here with some rock stars.
Whereabouts are you staying at the moment?
We're at the Carry Hotel, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Is that in Kowloon or is it near the airport? Whereabouts is it?
It's in Kowloon, and tonight we're going to be going on a pirate ship, which I'm excited about, and going to a very authentic Chinese restaurant, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. Have you had a chance to walk any of the shows yet in Hong Kong?
Yeah, we went to Global Sources, and then a bunch of our China Magic attendees, they actually went to the gift fair, which they thought was very valuable as well.
Yeah, so was that the one, is it by Hong Kong Island? Is it like HKTDC show? Yeah.
That's right. And then tomorrow we're doing something very unique. We're going to be meeting up with about 100 factory owners at the Hilton, and we're going to be visiting their factories back in Guangzhou. So we're doing a special little thing with the mayor of Shendi, which is exciting.
Excellent. Yeah. So how does that work in the sense that you're going to see all these factories? You're in Hong Kong at the moment. Are you going to take the bullet train up to Guangzhou?
Yes, and then they're going to pick us up in 2 buses because we've got quite a few people here, and then they're going to be touring us through a factory that does packaging, which is obviously a good subject for all Amazon sellers, and then we're going to be connecting with them directly. There's 100 factory owners who will be representing, and then people can actually go on private tours with them to go visit factories that are completely off the grid. So this is the first time we've ever done anything like it, and then Dan Ashburn and I are going to be doing a presentation to the factory owners talking about what we need from them. It's sort of a reverse. Like, we talk a lot about how to deal with factories and how to work with suppliers. Now we're going to be talking to the suppliers about how to help us more, what we look for, and it's a reverse, which we're very excited about. Cool.
And when do you leave and you go over to China? Is it like tomorrow? Did you say you're off there?
Tomorrow morning, yeah. So tomorrow morning we're going to go on this adventure with the mayor, and there's some people educating people in China on how to do Amazon. That's not what we're doing. What we're actually educating them on is how to be even better suppliers for us and what we're looking for, so that they can help us and we can really partner well with them to create wonderful brands and things. So that's what we're focusing on.
Cool. And I take it you're going to head back into phase 3, taking your guys over to phase 3?
Yeah, so we're going to phase 3. I can't believe how fast this trip is going for us, though. It's been incredible. We've got so many great people here that are providing a ton of value, but it's really going so quick.
Cool. And when does phase 3 start? So people that are not aware of the show.
Sure.
Yeah, so people that are not aware of the show, have you, do you want to explain the different phases? So phase 1 is more industrial, isn't it? So you kind of skip that one?
We do. I mean, there's some people that have products in there. For example, they do a lot of automotive type products. There's electronics, there's appliances. So I do know there are Amazon sellers that really do enjoy phase 1. However, most people are more in phase 2. That's where you've got your kitchen products, your home products, your toys. You've got a lot of beauty. A lot of the categories that most of us are in is usually in phase 2. They also have pets in phase 2. And then phase 3, they do textiles, they do sports and outdoors. There's a lot of guys in sports and outdoors with us on this trip particularly. They also do office supplies and travel. So that's my favorite phase. Honestly, I love phase 3, but everyone's got sort of their phase. My products are in phase 3.
Yeah. So talk more about phase 3 then that's coming up, because isn't clothing and textiles and stuff a big part of phase 3?
Yeah, and last time I was there, we were finding some really interesting fabrics. Like they were making a lot of these jackets out of very futuristic technology, like where they're very light and yet they're windproof and waterproof and stuff. So I'm quite fascinated by all that. I do think there was a lot of very innovative products also in the Global Sources show, and a lot of our guys are looking for things that are like eco-friendly or just sort of techy because they're trying to kind of build out their brand into things that are differentiated. And so I think in phase 3, we're going to find a lot of great things for that, as well as a lot of things for the sports and outdoors. We were seeing some really interesting aquatic type products last year in phase 3. So I have a few people that are in that niche, and they're quite excited about that. So yeah, you never know what you're going to find. Like that's part of the adventure.
Cool. And whilst you're in Hong Kong, have you been to any networking events or dinners and stuff since you've been there?
Well, we did go to Global Sources, which was great, but I mean, there's 85 of us here on China Magic, so our networking has been really amongst ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to dinner tonight, and just finding a restaurant that can hold all 85 of us has been quite the challenge. So, yeah.
I mean, putting an event of that size together, and that magnitude, I mean, it's not cheap, is it, in terms of securing good hotels and the quality of staff and everything else? So, yeah, I think this is been your biggest one yet, isn't it, in terms of...
It's our biggest one yet. We just secured the contract for October, so we're going to actually be able to host a similar amount, because what we've been doing, and I think it's very valuable, is we've been splitting people up into 3 groups. We've got the more beginners, the intermediate, and the very advanced people, and I think that people really enjoy being amongst their own people, and so it's been going quite well, but definitely it's had its challenges as always. But I've been throwing out a bunch of surprises. Like last night, we had Kevin speaking, and he was doing a whole presentation, and then I interrupted rudely. I said, Kevin, I have something I need to do. And he looks over at me, we open the doors, and these 2 dragons come in with these like guys playing drums, and we had this whole entire show, and they were huge, colorful dragons, and everyone was like, oh my God. Definitely it woke them up, which I think is part of what I bring, because when you look at this event, like it's a very long event. And if you look at the energy level of the attendees and how attentive they are and how much they're interacting with the crowd, I think that's really what I bring to the table. And that's really what I'm going to bring to Seller Sessions Live, is just keeping that energy going. And despite the fact that they're in here from morning till the end of the night, they're at the fairs, they're getting content, they're so alive. And I really feel that's my superpower and what I hope to bring to Seller Sessions, which is going to be fun.
Sounds good. Well, look, let's catch up in the next few days. When you get back over to Hong Kong, we'll cover what's going on in, back over to China, and we can cover off what's happening in phase 3, yeah?
Cool. Okay, well, thanks so much for catching up with us.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'll catch up with you in the next few days. Take care.